a joy and privilege to see our colleagues, our friends, working through their mission objectives.
Okay, so Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla is finally returning to Earth, and the moment is nearing when the Dragon Space Capsule will be undocking from the International Space Station.
So there's certainly a lot of hugs and handshakes waiting for them when they get home, as well as some well-deserved rest.
Let us tell you that the Indian astronaut, Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla, was seen along with his colleagues getting into the capsule, and they are all on board. They have strapped themselves in, and we are all awaiting their delinking or disassociation of the capsule from the International Space Station. It is expected to happen around 4:35 in the evening. And let's listen to what they're saying. This is straight live coming in from the Axiom.
To fly the crew back to shore. Now, once Dragon departs station, the crew's flight home is expected to last approximately 22.5 hours. Dragon will also execute a phasing burn to lower its orbit and line the spacecraft up with its landing locations. These 4 departure burns will gradually increase the distance between the spacecraft and the space station. Dragon will also execute a phasing burn to lower its orbit and line the spacecraft up with its targeted landing location. Then the action starts to pick up pace with trunk separation, closure of the nose cone, a deorbit burn, re-entry, deployment of the drogue and main parachutes, and then finally splashdown off the coast of California. The crew will then get picked up at sea by one of SpaceX's recovery vessels.
And at that point, the Axiom 4 crew will undergo their first medical checks while aboard the recovery vessel before flying on that helicopter back to land. And from there, the crew will be flown to Houston, Texas, where they'll be reunited with their teams. And this welcome home moment, in many ways, will mark the conclusion of the operational phases of this mission.
And guiding us through the action today as Dragon departs station is Anna Schneider with NASA Communications at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. How's it going, Anna?
Hey, Jesse and John, it's good to be with both of you, and welcome to Mission Control Houston at NASA's Johnson Space Center. We're currently live in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, where the Orbit 1 team of flight controllers are being led by NASA Flight Director Allison Bollinger. Earlier this morning, we brought you live coverage of hatch closure, during which the Axiom Mission 4 crew suited up, re-entered Dragon, and closed the hatch between the International Space Station and the Dragon spacecraft. That hatch closure took place at 4:07 a.m. Central, 5:07 a.m. Eastern. Since that time, the process to depressurize the area between the Dragon hatch and the APAS hatch on station, known as the vestibule, took place and was recently completed. And now we're waiting undocking in just a little bit, and we will be looking ahead to the go, no-go poll for undocking here in just a few minutes, around 5:50 a.m. Central, 6:50 a.m. Eastern. This final go, no-go poll is where the joint SpaceX and NASA teams make their final call for Dragon to depart the space station. This is one of many checkpoints in that return that will continue all the way up until just before the deorbit burn, giving mission managers multiple chances to assess the weather at the splashdown zones and make sure everything is looking good before Dragon departs. The Axiom Mission 4 crew members, Peggy Whitson, Subhanshu Shukla, Sławosz Uznański-Wisniewski, and Tibor Kapu are now suited up and standing by for undocking to begin their journey back home to Earth. So again, we'll continue to stand by for that final go, no-go poll in just a couple of minutes. But for now, everything continuing to look good for today's undocking and departure of Axiom Mission 4. And the undock command to actually begin the undock